Okay, we fixed it, kind of. See that big one? I have that big one. And the other one that I had that was there, I flattened it, and now I can sit and put my fucking feet up. And look, I have a little one, so I can do cards over there soon. Okay. The point of this reading. What do I tell you? Someone is. Hold on while I situate myself, because I was really just watching another video, and I noticed 20 minutes into the video, I'm not listening to the video whatsoever at all. Like, I was, I'm boiling water to make some tea. It's tired. I had to move that thing, man, with a 6'5" giant African American man. He had like really long dreadlocks. He seems really ginormously tall. And he almost lifted that single-handedly. That big, huge thing. And I was like, I felt so little next to him. Oh my God. I've never felt so tiny as a human being, like next to somebody. This dude is tall, man. Like, tall as fuck. I'm so tired. I've been out for so long. Whew. Okay, I'm making rose tea, so I might have to get up in a little bit because I'm listening to the teapot. And okay, the point of this reading, I'm feeling someone's energy, and I don't know who it is. I don't think it's only one person. I think it's a bunch of people. And how do I say this nicely here? Look at me so you don't think I'm being like mean to you. Someone's being really whiny, like really whiny. Really whiny. Like they want to do something, but they just don't want to do it. I'm like, is it me? Am I not doing something? And then I'm like, well, I feel like I should be making a card reading. And then I started making it, and that feeling went away. But now I'm still feeling that external, oh, whiny feeling. So I was sitting here, and I kind of cleared my mind, and I was like, okay, what do we do? Well, let's turn the camera and talk it out, get into a channeling state, and pull some cards. I'm sorry if you hear the fan. I have the air conditioner on because I'm hormonal. Oh, wait, that's for me. I'm like tired and hormonal, dude. I gotta give myself my shot today, and I'm just too tired. So, and I've been procrastinating it for 4 days. So I was like missed a dose. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm so tired of this body making testosterone. Just enough already. Ugh. That's another thing I think some of you were going through. Like, some of you don't know what it's like to have a body based on testosterone and then a body based on estrogen. Like, just imagine for a minute. Just imagine. At some point in my life, people looked at me and were like, that's a really skinny dude. I have not really, I mean, I've become more outspoken, but I'm still me. But somehow everything fits better with estrogen instead of testosterone. Everything feels better. So some of you are going through that. See? Thank you. Testosterone, estrogen, switching things back and forth. Lily, stop. Don't do that again. Don't. Just look at her. Look at her. Who, me? What did I do? You're ripping apart my new couch. No, I wasn't. That's not what I was doing. Oh, really? Oh, really? I'm sorry. Won't do it again. Oh, really? Yeah, you're right. I'll do it again. Do you do you see how we're being distracted? Do you see? Every time I'm trying to get to the cards to do the reading, it's something else. And it feels very whiny, like a whiny. No, I don't want to. Well, why? I'm not even touching the cards. Like, why don't we want to do this reading now? You know what this feels like? Okay, we're going to look at the cards and I'm going to focus. This feels like I just heard the line, somebody that I used to know. You know, it feels like if somebody I knew from high school saw me now. And I'm feeling what they're feeling, but they're afraid to say hi. So put that how you will with whoever you are in the situation. Because I'm uncertain how else to explain this. I'm simply being asked to give you advice. And that's the backstory. So that's what God Spirit has brought to my awareness that needs to be assisted. That strange energy. If you resonate with it, then this is for you. If not, then you're playing a part in someone's life, like you're part of the collection or collective or tribe, and someone you know is going through this. See? I do not lie. Okay, so here's your advice, because now we don't need to pull cards on what the situation was. Obviously, someone's afraid to do something. Obviously, someone's afraid to do something. What the fuck? It's like I'm psychic, dude. How do you like it? Biatch. I just heard that in my head. How do you like it? Biatch. Knight of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Someone is being weird about talking to someone or starting a new job. Maybe someone's pregnant and they're like really worried about having a child. It's a weird I keep looking at that horse. The horse is like, I don't wanna. And the rider's like, come on, Sir Galley Hops. The maiden is right ahead. And the horse is like, nah, bruh. You see that wheel up ahead? And the guy's like, yeah, it's fine. And the horse is like, no, there's a fucking snake. And the guy's like, but I just went through all this. Pick this cup up. Can we go? And then this energy is battling whoever this energy is. It feels like a mid-20s guy mentally. Sorry, this is really silly. Like, if I was this person's friend, I'd flick their ear. I'd be like, you dummy, just move. Like, I'm even seeing these two have a conversation with each other. Like, this is the cowardice energy, the whiny energy. That, I don't wanna. That, I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Sweat. Don't make me touch it. I don't wanna. that they're taught. It's like these people are watching that and they're learning a lesson from that. But at the same time, these two, like, that's the lesson. This card reading is their lesson because they're not going through it. So they're reading about it, they're looking at it, and they're like, well, why doesn't that person just do this? And this one's like, I don't know. Well, I mean, it's so simple. I know. But humans like to complicate things. Why do they do that? I don't know. And these two are like, well, if they would just follow their instincts. I know, right? But no, they're not doing any of it. It's so clear to all of them. And this one here is like, well, I'm just going to keep stirring the pot. And this one here is like, I'm going to keep standing on top of this and making decisions harder. And this one's like, I'm just going to keep going back and forth on what I want. And they're all being observed by someone else. And they're all on a planet somewhere. And they're all taking part in something that has to do with someone making a decision. You see it? Like, which cup did he pick? I don't know. But that snake over there is also over there. And then he slows down and he's like, oh, well, I don't know. She looks pretty happy over there. Maybe she doesn't need this other pentacle. And this other person's like, doo, 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 doo. I'm hearing carnival music. Like they're just chilling out listening to carnival music, or they're at a carnival or a birthday party or something. I hear circus carnival music with this energy. And then this one gets, they hear the music and they hesitate to move forward. It's almost like they think they're heading towards a rave or a giant orgy, but this person is listening to like yodeling music from like while watching TV and it's on a car commercial. This one's all freaking out. This one's like washing the dishes, minding its own business. Doesn't even know. Just listening to birds. What do you do? What the fuck? There's so much fear. The moon, 6 of swords, the star, 3 of cups. Okay. So if you move through your fear, you get what you want. But if you keep looking at your fear and thinking that it's going to be the worst possible scenario, then let's see. I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you what you're doing and what you could do and how it would result. So we got to look at it from a maiden mother crone point of view, right? There's someone involved, there's another person involved, there's another person involved. One of those people wants to be somewhere, but they're afraid. So what needs to happen universally is a third catalyst needs to be brought in to push the other one towards the other one, right? To move the Knight of Pentacles towards the Nine of Pentacles takes this courage. But something's off because it's not just, courage the cowardly dog. There's something that's a deep lesson. The star and the 3 of cups. Whoever it is that's going through this fidgety energy of being really scared to do something that they really want to do, whoever that is, nothing can help them. Nothing. Only God and their own ability to do what they want to do and to follow their intuition instead of doing what, remember in the other video I was telling you how when I was with the Leo, there would be times where he would be completely indecisive in front of a cashier. It would take like a good 10 minutes of standing in line before he decided what he wanted to eat or drink. After a few years, that changed, and he started making decisions quicker and quicker. But it took a lot to get him to decide quicker, to get him to know what he wants. His healing, his star, his wish, his want, for him to know which cup to pick. So in this situation, that person, like, it's almost like they're relying on someone to nudge them. But they're supposed to learn to define that nudge inside of themselves. That's why it's as if the fates, the maiden, mother, crone, the fates, gods, the goddess, they're all kind of Six of Swordsing. They're kind of moving things along, but they're not bringing things together. It's not Two of Cups. It's Six of Swords and the Star with the Three of Cups. So they're showing you what you want. You got what you want. Like, you're going in the direction. You have the key. You're going towards the door. But then something stops you because there's a sense of not good enough. And then Spirit keeps bonking them over the head. And they're like, nope, not good enough. Okay, but the advice, again, is in the problem. The person has to do it themselves. They have to do it themselves. There's nothing I can say about this. I mean, if I'm going to look at it in a personal example, and it's an ex of mine being afraid to come back to me, there's nothing I can do. If it's a best friend of mine, wanting to go back to their ex, and I'm like giving them the nudge, like, hey, it's okay, we even did a reading for it, then, it doesn't really matter because they didn't feel that calling within themselves to do it, where it ignited a passion in them. Like, no, I have to have this. This is the cup I want. This is the future I want. Spin the wheel of fortune with that cup, and then the wheel pours something into the cup. Maybe he didn't pick any of those cups, and he picked an empty one, and the wheel fills it. And that's the worry. Like, what's the wheel going to give you? The start of a legacy. What does it take? Courage. Support, but not direction. It's like, whatever you want to do, whatever you think is right, how does that make you feel? But at the same time, you already know. You already know. And those three cups, they're right here. They come and go all the time. But two always remain. Always. And then there's always somehow a third that comes in and out to cause some kind of a Four of Cups, to create a renewed sense of connection between the two, which is always at the beginning and at the end of every new cycle in any relationship. A catalyst gets brought in to create a bigger sense. Each wand is added over and over and over. Each pentacle is added one by one. So every day it's a different experience. Every time you meet somebody, they're slightly different. Every time you go to the forest, it's slightly different. Every time you pour a cup of coffee, it tastes slightly different. And that variation depends on how much effort you're putting into something. So whatever this energy is oh my God, let me just tell you, as a person feeling this energy of this other person, I'm exhausted. Hi, Marcia. Oh, Brazil is beautiful. I hope you're having a good time there. This person's energy is exhausting. Like, I feel so tired just reading it, like feeling it. I need to take my contacts out. And I'm so aware of how, oh my God. How can people be so indecisive? exhausting. It's exhausting. Like, make a decision already, dude. You know what I think it's funny? What I'm feeling as a reader connected to other oracles and other readers. I feel like whoever these people are that are going through this, should I, shouldn't I energy, I feel like they've watched so many card readings that their energy, their problem is like a cloud over the countries. Like a musical harp that's like around the planet, and this whiny note keeps being played. Ooh, but I don't know if I wanna. And God's like, you can have everything you've ever wanted. And these people are like, but what if, the sword cuts and the wand burns? And the universe is like, well, but what if it doesn't? And this person's constantly, I want to go give you this cup. And this person's like, okay, I'm waiting for the cup. And then they're like, well, I'm almost there. But something doesn't happen. You see how the horse is hesitating? I don't think it's about your daughter, Marcia. This feels more like a relationship between two people that was romantic. The Lover's card was there, not the Ten of Pentacles. But there was the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, which means the potential of family and children is there, which again confirms it's a romantic relationship. But it's not in the present, because whatever is going on in the present, this other person is still in the Nine of Pentacles. They're like, I don't know. It's around so many different videos too that I see on the internet, and there's so many like weird TED Talks popping up on my news feeds of like people and independence and people with the fear of rejection. When I was meditating earlier and listening to a completely other channel and another video, I'm like, wait a minute, I've been feeling this energy as if someone's like trying to send me a letter, but they're afraid to put it in the mailbox. Or like someone wanting to open a present, but they're afraid to unwrap it because they want to save the wrapping paper. Or someone who's like so in love with someone else and they want to kiss them and they're on their first date and then like, oh my God, I can't touch you. You're too beautiful. Oh, they will. And if they don't worry about it, Marcia. Barely anybody in my family talks to me either. I still love them. It's fine. Final advice, please, because final advice for the whiny person, the one who's making me irritated having to feel this energy, or the ones. And there's nothing wrong with you guys. The fear of rejection is very, very, very not nice. But there's only one way to get over it, and that's to get over it and to actually go through it, to get off your horse and to bring that pentacle. You know? Oh my God, again, Four of Cups. Right here, I want you to look at the cards so you don't think I'm making this up. This person, whoever they are, they're so indecisive that their indecisiveness is turning their opportunities into scary nightmares. It's so sad. If this was happening to a friend of mine, I would be really heartbroken that they're missing out on an opportunity in life because they're not brave enough. Whatever that situation is, I mean, it's different for everybody. Here's a Temperance card again. That's twice in the same reading. From 3 different decks. Like, come on, man. There's something going on with this person, and internally it just feels like they don't love themselves in the way they should. So even if you pour your love out to them and they're not making an effort, it doesn't matter, you know. And yeah, I still love all my exes. Like, I hate even calling them exes. They have names. They're people. I consider them family. I still do. Like, they don't comprehend unconditional love. Yeah, I'm angry, and I was angrier about stuff, and I'll always be angry. Anger's never going to go away. It's just never going to go. I mean, it's part of something. And if it does go away someday, cool, whatever. But there's nothing to forgive. I mean, it was all paid actors. It was a movie. It was a lesson. You know, what am I going to forgive? A TV show I watched that I got really into? Now it's a different story. Now, whatever it is, it's something different. Whatever it isn't, it isn't. I don't need it to be anything. But if people are, yeah, it's a fucking hologram. So I thought it was something and it wasn't. Oh well, I got other stuff to do. If it's not that, then why would I feel so emotionally attached to it, right? Ace of Swords, done with it. It wasn't real. I felt something real. It wasn't something real. It was a scenario to teach me something. Okay. So in this scenario, if that person is that person that was in that experience with me, it's almost like someone's afraid of like I can't even make sense of it. It's like seeing yourself in a mirror and that mirror is making you look teeny, weeny, 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 weeny. But it's just a trick. It's just another lesson. So no matter what I say, it doesn't matter. It's just another lesson anyway. They have to learn it themselves. I mean, I could be talking to a million people right now, and I'm only seeing number 2 on my screen, right? But it could be a million people behind the hologram, and then one of those people or 10 of those people don't do it again. I don't have a kitty jail, but I will make one. Oh, brat. Oh my god, she so distracted me. She loves tearing couches apart. I fucking hate it. Even if I was talking directly to him, there is nothing I could say that would get him to make a decision. Just like there is nothing anyone can tell me that would make me make a decision. Nothing. If I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. Right back at you, Marcia. I You can't make people do something. You can't make them change. They, them, I, we all already know what the right thing to do is. Sometimes, like earlier, we have to do what isn't right. And sometimes the right thing to do doesn't feel right. Like, what the fuck? So, whoever this person is, I mean, it could be your sister wanting to ask, her high school sweetheart on a date, and she's afraid. Like, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Is that fear of rejection so much more important than the time and experiences you could have been sharing together? You know what most people say on their deathbed? Oh, if I could just go back, if I could just have 5 more minutes with so and so, if I could just do things differently. These people are being given that opportunity and they're going, I don't know. Okay, next. I mean, if you're waiting in a line, like me and him were in Chicago at a Starbucks, and we were waiting in line, and he was taking so long, and I started feeling bad because if I would order for him, then I was controlling. If I ordered, the regular thing we always get, which is what we always got, which is so weird. Like, what do you even decide? You just tell him you're getting the caramel macchiato. I mean, fuck, dude, what the hell? People who are intimidated by us usually call us crazy because we don't make sense to them because they have little itty bitty minds. So if she calls you crazy, take it as a compliment. That means you think in a way that is beyond her capacity to comprehend. To her, you look crazy because her mind is small. Your mind is big enough that her mind Looking at your mind makes you look crazy. It's like walking into a rave. Remember earlier I was saying the Nine of Pentacles is coming towards the Nine of Pentacles, but he hears the thumping music and he's like, oh no, it's a rave, it's an orgy. But it's just the Nine of Pentacles watching Golden Girls, and there's the background music playing. And the Nine of Pentacles is all scared to go to the Nine of Pentacles. He's like, I only have this one pentacle. But that one pentacle is exactly what the Nine of Pentacles needs. And he's like, I'm not good enough. But bro, it's that easy. It's that easy. There's the pentacle again. And this person is just holding on like, well, I don't know. I feel so vulnerable, so naked. What if? But like, what if you acted like this instead? Because aren't you expecting whoever you're headed towards to think that you're all grown up? How can you be grown up if you're scared to make a decision or to send a letter or to make a phone call? I'm missing front teeth and I'm on the internet. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, I've been through hell and back and I've yelled at God on live television. I've had like snot flying out of my nose on live fucking television. And do you really think I'm the kind of person that like people would be afraid to talk to? But oh my God, people are afraid to talk to me. And I find it absurd. They're like, oh, we're intimidated by you. And I'm sitting here alone all this time, bored out of my fucking mind, doing all this energy work, cleaning, organizing, moving furniture. Some of you are taking care of your children, single mothers, and all that. Others of you are going to high school day in and day out, and you're just looking at your crushes. And some of you are like exes, and you're seeing your exes like this on TV. If like one of my exes is watching, and you're like, oh my God. Like you went to high school with each other, and 20 years later, oh, is that someone I went to high school with? Isn't that Billy? And all it would take is to say hi. And that connection can be remade. And then from that first step is the second step, third step, and fourth step. Whoever this whiny energy is afraid to make the first step because they're overthinking to be like umpteenth step. Oh, if I could move to fucking Brazil, I would be there in a heartbeat, wearing a loincloth and some like little fig leaves on my tits, running around and on the beach. Like you have no idea. I cannot stand cold weather. I can't stand places that are not tropical. Oh my God, I love nature. You don't understand. Being in a city is like trapping a fairy in a box. And I'm like, let me out. Let me out. Just let me grow a garden. And I can't for now. Anyway, I'm going to go because the teapot is boiling. If you're that person, whoever you are, in the group of being afraid to make a decision, that fear will destroy your life. If you can't see that, that's okay. You'll eventually see it. But this lesson will repeat until you do with other people. You can't let other people in your relationships. You cannot take advice from other people on what to do with who you're putting your genitals with. I can't make a decision for you. I can't even tell you what to do. It's not my place. I don't know your life story. I don't know the past. I don't know the future. There's millions of you out in the world, and you're all entangled. You have to make your decisions. You can't keep waiting for a leader. You can't keep waiting for someone to tell you what to do. Because most of the time, you don't know if I'm telling you that because I just want to stop dealing with you, or because I actually care about you and, I'm invested in your life. But why would I be? I don't even know you. You're just a name on a screen, you know? But what I do know is you're a child of God and you're going through something. You all are. And a lot of you are letting cowardice make decisions for you. It's not that difficult. Look at your life as if you're looking at a movie character. Look at your life like 6 months ahead. Do you want to still be living this problem 6 months from now? December? January? February? March? Do you want to see the next bloom of flowers in April with this problem? I don't. I plan to go get my teeth fixed next month. I'm probably moving to Texas in a few months. Like, of all fucking places, Texas? Okay. Maybe? I don't even know. God bless you, Marcia. And you're gonna be fine. I'm seeing your energy, and honestly, you have nothing to worry about at all. As long as you keep doing what you and God decide, as long as you keep trusting God. I mean, think about it. You have that connection. So God's not punishing you. You're not being punished. If you're not being punished, then God's getting ready for something. Right? So if you're not being punished and you're going through bullshit, and God says, sometimes I don't do the right thing. So what you're feeling is afraid or cowardice or stress, worry, or fear, or longing. And you're like, oh no, what's happening? Did you ask God? Because what I'm looking at, with all these little lights in front of me of all these people, you guys are so silly. You guys are so silly. It's like the cutest little babies on a fucking planet. Like, these are your problems? Oh, honey. Baby. No. No. Simplify it. Feels wrong, doesn't it? To be without your children. It feels wrong to be without a person. It doesn't feel good to be afraid. It doesn't feel good to be depressed, does it? It doesn't feel good to be angry at anybody, does it? Does it? So why the fuck would you keep doing it? What the fuck? What? You know what I mean? Like, no, you don't need to do that. If there's nothing you can do, sit down, turn off all your electronics, and just listen. Just listen. Listen to what? The air, your heartbeat, the leaves in the fucking wind of a tree. Like, listen. And then I guarantee you, you do this for at least 60 seconds. Turn off all electronics and just sit there and listen, or go outside and sit on the grass and just listen. You don't have to cross your legs. You don't have to fucking do some whatever. You don't have to go through like rituals and initiations and, oh my God, like, come on. I swear to God, you can do this right now where you're sitting. Just listen. Eventually, you're going to feel a tickling, like something's tickling this area. Every living being can do this. It's like a lion's mane on your chest. If you just listen, you see, if you just listen, you feel that thing around your chest. Talk to God. But first, you have to listen, because if you don't, you're writing a letter. And if you're stuck and not sending that letter, God's like, are you done yet? So you want to speak to somebody, right? So let's say it's my ex and he wants to speak to me, because I can just break this down much easier for you. And he's like, oh, I don't know what to do. And he's talking to whoever. And like, he's talking to a bunch of different card readers. And we know we have a card reader we go to mutually and we don't really know. And I'm like watching her and she's like, oh, this person's doing this. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's what I've been feeling too. What the fuck? So I'm like doing this reading and then we're over here. All this because someone is too afraid to click on a keyboard. But they're so calling to it that multiple people on the planet feel this. And I'm doing this reading and I'm being shown a very specific image and a few certain examples. And the ones I can speak of are the friends from high school, the ex-boyfriend, the sisters or family who are watching, the people who know more about me than I know about me, the weird stuff, and I'm feeling like these like really rich people sitting in like high rises. But then there's this one specific energy. And I can't say it's mine or anyone I've been connected to, but it's the same color as someone I dated. So God's showing me this like glowing marbles. And these two marbles are the same, but those marbles have the same coloring, kind of. So it's kind of like this. Thank you. Like they're all seeds, cherry seeds, right? They're all cherry seeds, but they're all kind of different, but they all have the same color. Mm. So that's how I'm being shown these two energies, which is why I'm using the X thing. Do you really think that if someone like Marcia has been talking very, like I'm a normal person, she's a normal person, we're talking. I'm talking to you, I don't know who you are, but do you really think that there's anything I can do to get anyone to get me to email my ex, or to get my ex to say something in chat, or to whoever it is that that person is feeling something for, and I'm seeing it because we're kind of 6 degrees of separation, and I'm like, this again? Okay, we're gonna nip this right now, because I'm tired of feeling this, man. This is so obnoxiously a waste of my time, because it's like a kindergarten class where one child in the kindergarten class, and it's the same seat in every class, all the different kids, it's the same seat. So they're all learning the same lesson. And the moral of the story, even if I tell you, you'd be like, well, that's easy. Well, obviously, why don't you just talk? Why don't you just say hi? And then that gets mirrored into fear, rejection, fear, trauma, um, anxiety, depression, other people's input, money, past, present, future, blah, blah, blah. All that crap. But all that is overthinking. It's the Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords that kept flopping out in the beginning of this reading. All that is that. The solution is to just communicate. The fear is all over the place. So me trying to whack-a-mole all these problems makes no sense. The solution is you communicate. If you can't do that, if two people that had sex with each other cannot communicate with each other, The problem is with the one afraid to communicate. If that person doesn't change, there is nothing the other person can do. So let's say it's a husband and wife, and the wife takes off with the kids, and the husband is like, woohoo! No offense. There's literally nothing he can do. Nothing. One side, the King of Cups, Queen of Cups, is going to go, I'm going to drink my sorrows. It's going to be so sad. Ooh, grief, sorrow. Ooh, and then I'm going to be cold and manipulative. The other side can say, well, I'm going to be really materialistic, or really analytical from now on, or really just fiery and be a bachelor. Does that seem normal? Does that seem normal? Does that seem normal? It boggles my mind. Like I feel weird even having to talk about this. Like I feel like I'm stepping on toes. But no, it's not that easy. But it is. It 1,000% is. You get over yourself and you communicate. It's called ego and pride for a reason. You're supposed to tame them. It's called the Leo Strength card for a reason. The sun is also called the Leo card, but that's when the Leo is renewed. That's after the Strength card. So a renewed Leo, I need to take my contacts out, man. A renewed Leo energy, that heart center energy. I guess a lot of Leos are dealing with this because I'm dealing with this too in some way. But it's not romantic with me. For me, it's with like family, kind of, where there's like not really weird stuff, but it's like the past gets in the way and then weird things get in the way. But the end goal is the same on everybody. Like it's a win-win for everybody. But things just don't work out. It's weird. But it's because no communication. And I don't mean the kind of communication where people are like, well, it makes me feel a certain kind of way. It's more of the kind of communication where people are just blunt. This problem, this energy, is someone afraid of what could be, and they're missing out on what is actually happening. Marcia, I don't know what's going on with you and your daughter, but I'm being asked to tell you that a mother and daughter can never be divided. Ever. Ever. So whatever you're going through that's like, oh, my daughter suffered from me, get rid of it. Pretend it's a sword inside you and rip it the fuck out and be like, this energy is why my daughter isn't with me. That's the reason. Can you replace that emotion, that feeling of missing your daughter, with being proud and happy whatever she is and wherever she is? Get rid of that I miss my daughter and replace it with I love my daughter. She is safe. She is happy. She is healthy. She is supported. She's surrounded by people that love her. You know, Mariah, I fucking love you. Biatch, whenever I get to Texas, can we go and like feed some ducks somewhere? You're amazing. You've helped me learn so much, bitch. And one of these days, I'm gonna like, God willing, I'm gonna fly and pick you up, and we're gonna go somewhere. Marcia, you and your daughter will not be separated, okay? Just get rid of that feeling. If I can give you any comfort as a reader, I want to reassure you that it's going to be fine, but you're going to have to get through a lot of emotional work. Yep. Ooh. How funny. Look at this. You saw me shuffling, right? There's a daddy. And there's a mommy off in the corner looking at her emotions, being exhausted. So this is for you too, Marcia. This energy, it's like God is trying to get you to overcome your need to feel like I'm going to say this to you in the only way I can, which is as if I'm saying it to somebody I really love. You're always going to be your mother. That's never going to change. Just because she's not there right now doesn't mean she's not happy. She's on her way to you and you're on your way to her, but first you have to tame this sadness in you regarding your daughter, your little Leo. Honey, I know that pain. I know that pain. I've lost children too. In multiple lifetimes, and I remember them all. So I know. But you have to remember what you feel as a mother, they feel as your child. An etheric cord is between you two. So the more negative and missing her you feel, the more it's like you're pulling on her. And she's like, I can't. And then it breaks her heart and it's like damaging both of you. The more you kind of pull back and let her live her life and realize you're always a mother and she'll be next to you by your side very soon, maybe within the next 8 months. 8, you'll be fine. I don't think it'll be more than 8 months until you're with your daughter again. Because by the time it's 9, like you're already there. Because you're both working for the same, like, the goal. You're both moving through the confusion, except one of you's ahead and the other one's going through it. So just it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. God has your back. Your front, your side, your left, your right. I'm going to read these to you because holding them up, the camera doesn't focus right, as you can tell. The two hardest things to handle in life are failure and success. You have a flair for adding a fanciful dimension to any story. In order to discover who you are, first learn who everybody else is. You're what's left. Dang it. I just want to hug you, Marcia. I know how much it hurts as a mom to not have your kid by you. And I know how much it hurts as the kid to feel my mom's pain. It sucks. And I tell you the same thing I would tell her. Oh my God. This is your advice. Holy shit, this took 55 minutes when you could have just shown me this in the beginning, but I guess this is how it has to happen. Oh my God, let me see if I can find it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jeebus. Oh, look, there's me. Dang, bro, I look sleepy as fuck. Eat, pray, love, harvest, moon. Oh my God, I'm not watching this. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna cry, y'all. This is exactly what I'm talking about, though. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you. If you're the cowardly energy, okay, and I say this with love, if you're the one that wants to reach out to someone and you're afraid to, then you either reach out to them or you do this.
Hey, I believe this is the song they were supposed to play at our wedding.
He says, I believe this is a song they were supposed to play at our wedding.
Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we can dream this night away. I still love you. But there's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the light. I love me. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out in the fields. So miss me. Send me love, light, every time you think of me. Drop it. Because I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you. On this forest. On this forever. Nothing does.
I will link that in the chat. Go. And I'll link it in the description box so you can go watch it. That's your advice. Do you want to experience that? Or do you want to experience actually dancing with that person? I gotta go. I'm getting a copyright strike already. I love you guys. By the way, it doesn't matter if I get a copyright strike, really. I mean, it kind of does, but usually they're like, oh, your channel can't get monetized. But I don't have 1,000 subscribers, so I don't get monetized anyway.